Hello and welcome everyone, it is me, Lavo, also known as How to Do This, back for you with another episode of Sealed Only Morphtronics. This one is a bit of a weird one, mainly for one reason exactly that I can show you guys right now. There's two of me. But why is there two of me? Well, you see this guy over here on this side? He's not realized that OBS disconnected his mic. So, yeah, we're gonna get into some packs. I will try my best to, like, re-synchronize my own footage, and we'll try and make it work for the first couple minutes of this episode. So yeah, let's dive into some packs, I suppose. This is a bit weird. Getting into some master packs here. Fred for Bear in the first pack. Not a whole lot of interesting stuff otherwise. This isn't really, the thing where we are going to be pulling the big things for the series. Soul Scissors is like a cute seal card, and you see me take a look at the train connection here, which is a somewhat interesting equip if we were like a couple more trains, but it's not like we're doing that anytime soon. Kind of thinking if I maybe replace myself from the past here. I think I'll do that. Also nothing too interesting in that last pack. I think the rank 4 Sue ship is like sorta neat, but that's kind of about it. Type of the Regulator, cool card, but we do have like more than like 5 of that by now. Moving into the 5th pack here. Grandpa's, I suppose, is a cute rank 3 to keep in mind. And here you see me getting mad over the Outrigger extension that I pulled while not having a single Infinitrack name to my collection yet, even though all of them are low rarity. Guardian Neados is like a cute pull. Parallax Seed, maybe something to keep in mind. Quellacilat makes for a neat free level 2 tuner. And Fuse Line, I suppose, is a somewhat cute trap card. But more on that, I suppose, later. Next pack here, once again, not a whole lot. Fire Fist Fusion. It is master packs. I think we're kind of used to it by now. You see me trying like the Saga approach a bit later down the line. Going into like a bit of a couple of secret packs. I think next week I want to try swapping that around maybe. Just like pull like a couple individual master packs, see if I can't unlock like an interesting secret pack. And then, rip open 10 of that. You see me grab a Vishula here, which I think is a very great card. Sort of missing the restriction on the removal effect. Like, this is just a free 7 otherwise. The removal effect does require that non-effect monster on the field. Yeah. Reading is not a Yu-Gi-Oh! Player's strong suit, as I think we all are aware of by now. Azalea Temperance is like sort of cute. BLS is like neat. But yeah, also not a whole lot in this one. It is master packs. And from here, yeah, just flipping through them. And this is probably where I will meet you guys again once I have, looked through the secret packs that I've opened. You can see this guy talking about how, like, we have a moral attack. Other way, this way. I need to point this way to point at my past self. How we have a moral attack, which is kind of crazy. And how he is going to definitely not commit an absolutely massive mistake by opening singular packs of the Guardian pack. Power of the Guardians, admittedly, is like a very good equip spell. This did terrorize Duel Links quite a bit. But yeah, here this is not for the faint of heart. You can see this guy ripping open individual packs and just casually getting rewarded for it. With a power to Mecha Dragon, out of all things, which is sort of funny. Transforming Tech, very neat secret pack to open. Right above me here. Bayrock's like okay, not too crazy. Second pack once again somehow getting rewarded for ripping into individual packs. And it is a Chandra. We're not playing Tenpai and also not playing Tenpai anytime soon. But I suppose that's a pull. I think I go for like 5 individual packs here, which not the smartest approach. I think like next week I'll definitely try and like do it the other way around. Open like a couple master packs, and if I don't find anything, so be it. I guess we'll have a short opening for once. Runic Flashing Fire, admittedly a very cool pull. That's a pretty neat card. Nothing that makes me want to swap into the Runic pack, but it is just quick play removal, which is pretty good. Moving into the next pack, the 4th one, I suppose. This point. This one doesn't have a whole lot, although Moon Mirror Shield is a very good card. And the 5th pack, once again, does not hold a whole lot, as you can see. Braincorn would have been cute like maybe 10 years ago, but not a whole lot to grab there. And I think this is where I just go into the legacy packs. What are you doing? What a... What are you doing? I'm having a bit too much fun with this, if you can tell. But yeah, ripping into 4 legacy packs, which did not seem like a whole lot, especially after like last week. But a 1 Day of Peace, like a neat little pull, maybe if like this does come up, it is at least like another upstart goblin, I'd say. Similar to the chicken game we have, but yeah, with that, moving into the deck list. Sort of waiting for the guy I'm currently watching to pick up again. But yeah, not a whole lot of changes in the deck list this week. You can see me going into the bookmarks here being incredibly sad about still not having at least one Infinitrack name. I think once, I get my hands on that pack, I will be ascending to full power, because we've pulled a second Outrigger extension, pulled a heavy forward, but we are yet far from almost any of the names. Road Roller is maybe not as interesting as like some of the other ones. I think like the ones you can see up top. Tunneler, Trencher, those are all pretty darn crazy. Now I'm talking about Vishuda, completely ignoring the fact that you do need that non-effect monster for the removal effect. But I think Vishuda as a free 7 is still neat nonetheless, but I think that might make its way out of the deck by next week, because this is me talking with hindsight. So yeah, sort of a small spoiler alert, but there's also going to be a couple changes to the extra going into next week, because there has been a situation of sorts. But yeah, not a whole lot of changes in the deck list, I suppose, that are worth talking about. So with that, I will probably cut to some games and we'll take a look at those. Well, ignoring the fact that once again I refuse to move my camera, this is a fairly decent opener, I would say. Does at least get us to like an IP setup, but I suppose Master Duel thinks differently, because I think I clicked set on the Slingen and it kind of translated that over to Remoten. But yeah, this is of course like a huge blunder here in terms of the setup, kind of hoping that the opponent doesn't do a whole lot here. And we do get rewarded. That's a very simple and straightforward pass turn. So that means we can attempt to make, some sort of play this turn, which is pretty darn neat. Flipping up this set copy of Remoten here, activating the Bullet Train in hand, which our opponent probably has a response to. I do believe I get like Max Seed or Fuvelost here in some way, shape, or form. I don't. Okay, impressive, I suppose. I was. Oh, I do get Fuvelost. Yeah, I do get Fuvelost. But in this situation, I'm fairly fine with getting Fuvelost here. Put the Slingen on the board, and kind of debate on what I'm doing here. Feel like making an IP and an SP is probably fine overall. Not a whole lot else to do here. But yeah, getting in for like a solid 2k here. Set up IP and an SP on the opponent's turn. Opponent hasn't really like cycled a whole lot outside of like getting essentially like a card deeper into the deck. Which I am fairly fine with, especially after adding back Remote and End Phase, and my opponent slams down an Altergeist Maulwisp, which isn't too great, admittedly, especially once they threaten combat, which does prompt me to make the IP early here. The SP early here. Do feel pretty good about myself after my opponent passes after setting 3 after I did banish that Maulwisp, and I feel like I can commit quite a bit here. Do have a Sling and Engrave to banish for this smartphone, and I can at least make a Synchro 7 off of, you know, Sculpin, Summon Slingen, and still get rid of a back row in the process by tributing off the smartphone. I think I'll swap positions already. You can see me here just, you know, going through the motions, preparing to make like a PTD, which is sort of neat. Get hit with the OG in this instance here, which is sort of annoying because this is 2 draws. Ended up deciding on not making the PTD here. Did make Quibelt to like try and chase out more of the back row. Which begrudgingly is, I think, the correct play here. If you're playing into like a back row deck, just always try and, you know, keep them off of less resources. Hit a Protocol here, which is a very good hit. But that's probably not going to matter in the long run here. As my opponent reveals, they have drawn into Multi-Faker off of the Max C, which is of course putting like a good bit of pressure on me here, because this can easily grab a Silcoidus out of the main deck, which does threaten like any piece of my board at the moment, be it the Quibelt or the SP Little Knight. But my opponent goes for a Meloseek, probably preparing for a big push on the follow-up here. Meloseek adds another Maulwisp, which if added specials itself, sort of being a Poplar for the deck before, you know, Poplar was even a thing. And then immediately special summoning back another Altergeist name, which is going to be the Meloseek again. Pretty crazy interaction. As with, you know, the newer stuff, Altergeist does have like a fair bit of extension into their new Link 4. This is the moment where, you know, past me does remember to swap scenes. As you can see, he has moved up here. But he will probably be chilling beneath me for the remainder of this video. At least until he realizes that the sound was gone. Goes into combat here, easily clears the SP. Meloseek is just like a very good card all around. Can punch directly, then send the card your opponent controls to the graveyard. And if, you know, it happens to hit the graveyard like my opponent is currently doing for a Link Summon of Hextia, you can just casually grab another Altergeist card, which is pretty good. Just an overall great tool for such a like slow control deck as Altergeist is. Although I think at this point it's probably fairer to call Altergeist like almost a mid-range deck with the amount of extension you can get out of the new cards. Opponent is just extending through like a whole lot of Link plays, and even if you can't see it at the moment, has just made an Adminia in the Hextia zone, which means both of these are incredibly big. And Adminia also having the nice advantage of being a Snatch Steal, which is sort of crazy. So looking at this current board state, I am pretty much dead, especially since my opponent also gets the Prime Banshee add back for a Multi-Faker. So even on a potential follow-up, my opponent would just have an easy way to bounce, you know, my normal summon. I do get to draw here, but not a whole lot to be done. Protocol is a monster negate, so that would check like any normal summon I can put on the field here. And the Adminia just easily steals the Quibelt. That is like the one thing that is like applying some form of pressure in this case. Yeah, which does prompt me to pick up the cards here, the digital ones, and move into the next game. To the next game, I suppose. Going second, hands okay. It's at least a 7 Synchro, which is pretty darn neat, might I say. But of course very dependent on what my opponent is able to put up. Math Mech Diameter is not usually the normal summon or like the first play you expect out of a Math Mech deck, but yeah, we'll just see where this goes. As my opponent makes a Link Decoder here, summoning back the Diameter. And oh, so suddenly we are staring down the, Rain's boss himself, the access code talker. As we all know, 1 + 1 does equal 4. As, Cyber's extra decks tend to, showcase very efficiently. I'm pretty happy here that, like, Terahertz needs at least 2+, and isn't just, like, 2, and isn't, like, 1 or more, like, Cyber's guys here. Otherwise, they would have been, I think, no, Terahertz is 3+ even, I think. Yep, we get an effect veiler out of our opponent here just for, putting a Disablaster on the board, which is sort of funny. But yeah, Neo Tempest Terahertz is 3+, so they can't make that here at the very least. Scopen's effect here activates, trying to make like a 7 happen, which, would be sort of cute. But that is also met with an effect veiler. Unfortunate, I suppose, but at least we have an extender at the ready to potentially keep playing. Now, admittedly, making SP here isn't the smartest thing in the world. Especially as you can probably tell, my opponent still has a form of interaction in their hand. Which, yeah, is pretty rough. But I do go for the junk box here regardless. I think I could have just made like a Synchro here. Could have made like a Hot Red Scarlight. And been a bit better off because this Scopen hits the board and is immediately hit with another effect veiler. Which unfortunately means that I cannot even SP dodge here. And I can't even make an SP to remove the access code talker from the field, which is kind of beating my ass right now. Opponent just, first things first, the main one, fires the access code effect here, removing the SP from the field, even if, we haven't drawn a play, just, ensuring that nothing gets banished here is probably very smart. Addition puts the access code talker up to 6300. Man, I wish I had an SP that I could use to remove this idiot from the field right now. Drawn with a shooter, which is sort of cute, doesn't really, save me here in any way, shape, or form. It's at least another guy I can wall up with, but probably not keeping me alive in this situation. Which is rough. Apparently, 2 Cyber's guys and 3 Veilers is enough to, win this game. But, yeah, I suppose there's that. But I think there's like at least another turn in this game to maybe draw out of this. And we've drawn Circular. Yeah. I suppose Diameter Equation 3 Veilers does walk with this. I suppose this is as good as it gets. Shuffling the opener is always a great start, especially accompanied by an extender like Junkbox, which does give me a whole lot of options to make some plays here into an opponent that might not be entirely human looking at the name, but we will see about that. Do decide to rip off the band-aid here. Rolling a 1 is sort of unlucky, but we can always try again, right? Go for the junk box here, recurring Saffron. Just simply going again, as you could say. Bullet Train not the greatest of reveals, and a 2 is not the greatest of rolls, which immediately results in me not hitting again. Which, yeah. My body is a machine that turns Full combo into SP pass or something. Someone an extender is definitely far from full combo, but definitely should have been more than just SP pass. I suppose Econ is a nice backup, just so this SP doesn't immediately just get walked over by like a Gemini elf out of all things. But kind of have to hope that my opponent isn't on like the craziest thing in the universe here. And apparently I am safe as an S-Force monster hits the board, which is beatable, I'd say. It's at least somewhat beatable. Well, and after activating a Psi-frame circuit, my opponent has decided that it is time to enter combat. I do suspect, like, Dark Honest for a moment here, because that is, in fact, a card, you know. But no, there is no Easter Bunny, there is no Santa Claus, and there also is no Dark Honest in my opponent's hand here, which does kind of give away that my opponent may or may not be a bot, which does make my life a whole lot easier, especially after I draw into another junk box. And he rolls and he misses. Yeah, somehow, sometimes, somewhere, you know, you do just miss 3 times after rolling 1, 2, and 1. The famous, you know, pre-support nightmare of like, you know, you go normal summon the cell phone, you activate the machine dupe, target the cell phone, and somehow you're still just passing on like IP Linkaribo, and this was pre-SP, by the way. You still needed the discard for the unicorn. But yeah, opponent draws for turn. Let's see what they do. Normal summons Magic Colloidal Soul. Good card in Paleo, I'd say. Interesting card overall, but nothing I'd expect after normal summoning an S-Force guy, activating the Psi-frame field spell. So, interesting card choices by my opponent here. As you can see me misclicking the Edo Pro connection in my home bar. Again, going to combat here. At least this time attacking the monster that has enough attack points to be run over by what they did normal summon. Which is sort of neat. Could have maybe saved that with the econ, but I did want to retain that. But somehow, yeah, the bots really do not check attack points sometimes and do just click redeclare after getting Linkaribo. Which is sort of impressive, I'd say. Something I did like a silly like collage work for college. I believe collage is like also a term in English. About like how, you know, sometimes artificial intelligence lacks the most important intelligence part of that name when it comes to a lot of things. As I, you know, put just a Disablaster on the board here, deciding to, you know, move the clock up a bit faster, because if I do that, then it is game next turn. But yeah, not a whole lot to do here. I'm kind of just waiting for the moment when I do realize that my mic is not picking up my voice. But I hope we are getting to see that live and also in color as a Satellanite Capella hits the board. Once again, definitely the sequence of cards that I would have expected from, you know, my opponent here. Going to combat here, once again, deciding to, you know, attack the correct monster. Disablaster here wants to trigger to get put in the Pendulum Zone, which I do decide to do. I mean, just to put like one less zone for them on the field. Just need to keep that in mind, I suppose, so that we don't have like another smartphone incident. Drawing for turn into Junk Box does make cleaning up this game a whole lot easier. As that gives me another way to recur cell phone again, potentially also steal there, you know, Satellanite with the econ that I have set. Since they activated an S-Force card, which needs a monster to be in one of my columns, I suppose we can just, you know, let the SP get the fuck out of here. and hope that that card just resolves without effect here, which it does, which is very nice because that means I have, you know, a clear way, especially essentially here, for Southon to make an appearance. And hopefully this time we won't miss. It is another 2, but it does hit. I do have like a quick moment where like in the footage back then I do go like, please, after the Naganaki gets revealed. But yeah, Smartphone hits the board here. Rolls a 5. No real, like, this is just for the show, essentially. Here I can just make Orsa and win the game. In the end, funnily enough, decide to go with Hastor instead of Orsa to clean this one up. Which, yeah, not necessarily funny, but I think... Oh. Someone has just noticed it. See that up there? That's the face of a man who's just recorded for 50 minutes and his mic wasn't on. What do you mean? What do you mean my mic wasn't on? Oh no. Tis unfortunate. Well, that's a very good hand. That is a very good hand, yeah. Summon the Radion. Then we can make the PTD. We have a ref in hand. Fetch one of these since we have a repair unit in hand. CND is pretty great. CND is pretty darn great. Southon misses, which is rather unfortunate. Ooh, do we hard make the SP then, is the great big question. Candina. Okay. Add a light stage here. Can make like the Holly Angel retrain, right? That one's pretty decent from what I remember. It's like a pop if I get burned or something. Or like, you know, something along those lines. Yeah, Noble Angel, that's I think this is add a blue tiers card. And if damage is inflicted, we can target a face-up card on the field and we destroy it. Yeah, this is, I think, where we do a little bit of SP. Target a Trickster, special the Licorice, return the Licorice. Jesus Christ. It's like everyone is here. Yeah, I suppose. We just make OG Holly Angel. You make OG Holly Angel here. 200, 200, 200, 200, 200, 200, 200, 200. We are playing Trickster, yeah. That. Bro Drew. And we can just start punching. Yeah, Licorice. I feel like we go after the back row. SP this, SP that. Banish both, and now I should, yeah, just be able to clean up the game here. Or clean up the board state at least. Festival protects the Noble Angel for a time, but we can at least take out this Licorice. And if a big funny happens, we get to make Livestream Dragon against Trickster. With 3 equips engraved. Puts the Lilybell to attack, which triggers Live Extreme. I think we take out Noble Angel here. Festival, we are making a Link monster again. Dark Room of Nightmares. Classic, a classic. An absolute classic. Ooh, I feel like we want that off the field. Yeah, I feel like we do want that off the field. The like Maiden of Blue Tears card was special summons a monster. Okay. So I suppose we just don't special then. Improvise, adapt, overcome. Removing counters in Master Duel. Cinema. Yeah, let's remote and summon the guy. Make guy bigger. And then we just, yeah, go face. I mean, they can protect with festival ones, but, yeah, that's kind of about it. That is, sort of about it. Yep. Very nice, very good, very nice. Don't know what the last set was, but I feel like it wasn't too important. Or at least not, like, too good, if, you know, we're not flipping that. Probably a reincarnation. Maybe like a set called by. 3 Darkroom of Nightmare. 3 Darkroom of Nightmare is wild. Okay, yeah, it's you know, you can work with that. That's a fairly decent one. Let's put this here bullet train on the board. Of course, get max seed in the process, because why wouldn't we? We've drawn Ash for the Southfawn. Yeah, very good, very good. Bingo machine. A Blue Eyes deck. I never could have predicted this. Yeah. Go grab a vanilla. Because you have an alternative in hand and need a way to get that on the field. Oh, wait, wait. Whoa, wait just a moment. Chaos form. There he is, the Chaos Max boy. Now the question arises. How the fuck do we out Chaos Max? We're getting rid of the back row first, I suppose. Because I'm not particularly scared of like Blue Eyes and Chaos Max. It is a royal decree to get Smartphone live. Oh, they have a Return of the Dragon Lords Engrave, yeah. They do have a Return of the Dragon Lords Engrave. I think then I'm just cooked. I suppose we can punch over the Blue Eyes with Rastalaiga. Yeah, I'm currently kind of like, what exactly is my Chaos Max out? Because I'm not playing a Link that like gives Rastalaiga enough attack to punch over Chaos Max. You might need to like reconsider playing like a Link 3 for the Rastalaiga. Extra deck space is getting a bit tight, but I suppose that's, you know, how the cookie crumbles. Man. Yeah. I think I am just kind of cooked. How silly. How very silly, yeah. How does one out a Chaos Max, I suppose? How does one out a Chaos Max? And we even get the Blue Eyes finisher. Bah! Yep. That's not what I want to be opening. 1,000 on the board. Okay, wait, hold. You know what? You don't get any draws. Battle Fader. Battle Fader. My goat. My hero. It is a singular draw off of Maxi, but if this is what, you know, ends my run here, then so be it. I died fighting. Part of Duality. Ash, Battle Fader, and Reactor Slime. This some real Yugi Boomer shit. But we have acquired, you know, cards that allow us to compete in the modern day. That's quite quirky. Heart of the Underdog? No, really? I am surprised. I am shooketh. I'm basically just putting, like, more guys on the field, so, you know. Although I don't even need to out the Heart of the Underdog with an SP. Although it's funnier that way, I suppose. I suppose it would be funnier that way. Although we need to make this SP main too. Because I want to force out the next Battle Fader. I would like the next Battle Fader out of this guy. Yep, that's been the point all along. And there's even like certain turn skips that don't do it, because now I get to swap the PTD again, pop another card of Extreme. Very crazy, very crazy. Live Extreme is such a neat card. In these like simplified game states, I absolutely freaking adore the card. Because it is just a pop by the simple motion of moving the cards 90 degrees. Which is very cool. And that's a pretty good hit. All things considered, that is a pretty good hit. Well, and if my opponent doesn't have a response here, this should do it. Well, it's another Battle Fader, buddy. Swift Scarecrow, okay. That's a thing, yeah. Okay. Interesting. I suppose one could think I would need my extra deck to kill you. What if I told you I don't? Is it mainly just so I have a backup plan, you know? I am still slinging, popping the last set card. Well, what is this, good sir? Okay, we draw one here. Well, the great big question. Did we draw a battle phase skip? It seems we haven't. Which also means that this is game. It's like a very, very silly... This is probably Exodia. I am very certain that this is just Exodia. This is just like a bunch of silly, like, pseudo turn skips that you then just set up Exodia with. Yeah, that's pretty much it, yeah. The one Heart of the Underdog for the 4 vanillas that we are playing exactly. Well, that certainly was a game. Well, and after being rudely reminded why I should maybe consider playing a Link 3 for Rasterliger, I think this is where I'll probably be ending this episode off. Do excuse the more scuffed first portion of the episode. Someone did forget that his mic apparently just got disconnected from OBS for like some godforsaken reason. But dems the breaks when you're working with technology sometimes. So yeah, close to a rank up. Kind of weird to end it off here. But getting it down to like a somewhat like reasonable length where I want these episodes to be can be a bit tough otherwise. So yeah, with all that being said, I'll be thanking you guys very much for watching, just as always. And I'll be seeing you guys again next time. But until then, goodbye.